Cruisers with our financial expert, Rob Black, joining us to talk about the stock market. I feel like the stock market has decided not to react immediately to every little thing happening with the Iran war.
Yeah, and there's kind of a push me, pull you kind of thing going on today with oil prices creeping higher, but earnings are doing great. So the earnings should be driving the market higher, but oil's kind of capping us in right now. And tonight we're going to get the Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft reporting numbers. They're four of the Magnificent Seven. So we should be having an idea of the market's direction tomorrow at this time, unfortunately, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Jerome Powell is doing his last Fed meeting, which makes me sad because I think he's done a really nice job. And Iran looks like it's going to get into a humanitarian crisis, which probably means the end of the war sooner rather than later. You don't want to hope for that as far as humanitarian crises go, but that's one of the reasons Wall Street's hanging in there, kind of waiting for this to end.
Guess we'll just continue to check in with you daily to see when things change. This month, we, of course, had 420. April 20th was 420. But for apparently a lot of Gen Zers, it is 420 every day.
Yeah, this is of news to me because I've got two Gen Zers, 15 and 17 years old. 67% of Generation Z smoke marijuana regularly.
Wow.
30% indulge daily in the United States. 35% do it at work. Now, keep in mind, work could also mean
the work.
Well, it's only about 20% at work because working at home also counts.
Oh, right.
But one in five coworkers, Noelle.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Being a millennial, I feel like we sort of ushered that in, and now Gen Z is kind of taking over. And we talk so much about how Gen Zers, younger people, they're not drinking alcohol. I think that's because a lot of them have, cannabis has become legal, so they're using that as a way to kind of relax and indulge in, I guess.
And chill.
Yeah. Speaking of that, a lot of times you go on dates, you're dating, you're going out to a bar, or you're grabbing a glass of wine somewhere with somebody. But Gen Z and millennials, they are like pulling back on the whole dating thing as a whole.
Yeah, I'm Generation X, so you're going to have to tell me if this rings true to your generation. For Generation Z and millennials, due to the high price of gas, groceries, housing, and health insurance, a lot fewer dates.
Yeah.
Half of singles are reporting that they have to go on fewer dates for financial reasons. If you take a look at the number on Generation Z and millennials, it's pretty high of people saying that, we're cutting back. A single date now will run you $205 for Generation Z and millennials $252. That seems high to me, but I guess it's out there. So 9 dates a year equals $1,845, and that's the average Generation Z is going on 9 dates a year. So pretty lonely out there, and dating apps are expensive, but 35% of Generation Z uses dating apps.
Yeah.
$19 a month on average. It's pricey to be single.
I didn't realize people were even paying for dating apps, but I guess, they early when dating apps really started becoming, or like Match.com, eHarmony, those you had to pay for, I think. But like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, like those all have free options, but I think people think that their options aren't that great on the free side. They want those who are
beautiful people like you don't have to pay. But for people like me, 20 years ago when I was single, I paid for Match. And, Tinder wasn't around for then, but I would have paid for it because I was looking for love.
I did meet my husband on Hinge. So, I mean, the dating apps, they do work. So, But what's funny is the hottest place apparently to grab a drink might be your own place. But a lot of people don't want to go on dates at somebody's house, especially not first date.
Creepy, huh? Yeah. So the average cocktail in America, cocktails are making a big move, non-alcoholic as well. $13.61. I've seen Bloody Marys at breakfast for $20. So
crazy.
Go back to your college days, and it's called pre-gaming, where you have a couple drinks before you go out. Cut down your bar costs, cut down your restaurant costs. So a third of Americans are now pre-drinking before they go out to a bar or a restaurant.
I mean, that can either set you up for a really good night or set you up for a really bad night, because you might end up going
or DUI.
Yeah, very true, very true. Use Uber, use Lyft, use Waymo, use whatever you can. Designated driver for sure. Rob, thank you so much. We got all his information there at the bottom of the screen if you want to chat with him.